So how did you first hear about Malaysia Air Flight 370? I remember it very vividly when I did, because the first thing that I read about it was on Facebook. A friend of mine shared a link to the airline's Facebook page, which had just put up a foreboding message. The message said that it had lost all contact with one of its planes. Now, ever since then, the criticism of Malaysia Airlines has been piling up, from people who think it's not doing enough to communicate, or from people who think it's doing it in all the wrong ways. One example this week were the text messages that were sent from the airline to families of some of the passengers, saying the flight had ended in the Indian Ocean. There are plans for emergencies like this one. There are entire public relations practices dedicated to it. So let's find out what one of those experts would have done differently. Corrine Winters is an executive vice president at the PR firm MWW Group. Crisis communications and reputation management are her specialties. She joins me now from New York. Corrine, thanks for joining me.
Hi, Brian. Thanks for having me today.
My impression is that any time something like this happens, a company is going to take a very bad hit. And the question is whether it's going to be a short-term or a very, very long-term hit to its reputation.
That's right. Anytime you put an airplane someplace it doesn't belong, you're going to take a hit to your reputation. And when you don't return an aircraft to where it was supposed to go, and you can't be quite sure where it is, I think the implications are very significant. In these situations, I think the big question that's emerging is it more important to be right or more important to be fast? And the answer is you sort of need to be both. Back in the day when most people developed their crisis communications plans, we were in a very different world. You had an overnight news cycle, and so you had to provide information for the next day's stories, and then you had a chance to take a breath, gather your information, make some decisions, and communicate again. Today, you have to communicate constantly, and you're competing with people on social media where everyone has a platform, perpetuating their own stories, their own theories, and we've certainly seen a lot of that here in this case.
It sounds like the same tension journalists face about whether to be right or whether to be fast. The answer is you sort of have to be both.
You have to find the balance, but I think it is a very similar tension.
Take me through the first steps that a company needs to take when communicating to the media when an incident like this occurs.
The first thing is, the rule of thumb is you have to start by communicating what you know. If you wait until you know everything you want to share, you're going to take too long. Back when I first started in this business a long time ago, they used to say you had to get a statement out in the first hour. I would suggest that the first hour is too long. That in an hour, a social media conversation has taken off wildly, and now you're running to catch up. In this particular situation, Malaysia Air followed the checklist. They got a dark website up for factual information quickly. They used what they knew, that they had lost contact with the aircraft. They didn't worry about having more information than that. They pulled down all of their promotional information, their commercials, their promotions of new routes out of respect and deference, and they rolled out their CEO. Those are all things that are right.
3 weeks into this, how has this crisis been managed from your perspective?
I think there are definitely some lessons learned on this one, Brian. This is a case where I think the airline followed their checklist. And obviously I'm on the outside looking in, so I can't say for sure what happened and why decisions were made when they were made. But I've seen clients in many industries get into this situation where, because they're following the checklist, they think that they're going to get it all right. The reality is it's not just about checking the box. It's not just what you do, it's how you do it. Perhaps the best example of that would be the text message that went to the families, letting them know that their loved ones were presumed dead. I can imagine how something like that would happen. The checklist says they need to hear it from us, not from the media. People in the media are going to go forward with the information that they have. Someone in that room said, well, let's send a text message. This way we're sure they hear it from us. And in the overtired, over-caffeinated haze that comes several weeks into a crisis, it seemed like a good idea. But nobody really applied what I call the cringe test. Someone has to be the person who steps back and says, does it make me cringe when I hear about this? Because if it does, even if it satisfies the checklist, it's not the right thing to do.
The airline then had to come out with a statement and tried to explain the use of text messaging by saying, we tried to communicate in every forum we could, in person and over a phone and over text messaging. But if you're having to explain your communication strategy, you've failed. Corine Winters, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.